It's coffee break. Another week, another episode. And like I used to always say, not much happened this week.
No. Some trailers. It was mostly last week, though. Now we're
Yeah.
just like in the calm before the storm because all the movies are starting to come out.
It starts this weekend, Memorial Day weekend. You get Mission Impossible Final Reckoning
Yeah.
and
Lilo and Stitch.
live action Lilo and Stitch. And if you're like us, you're waiting for Netflix to drop Fear Street.
Yeah.
We do plan to see Lilo and Stitch, so hopefully we can talk about that. But right now, from what I understand, it's the best live action adaptation yet.
That's what they're saying, but we also heard that
Gantu,
isn't in it.
the original villain, is not in there. Yeah. So I'm like, what's the threat?
I have no... There's so many theories I could come up with.
Yeah, I
like
think...
a volcano erupting or something, but I think that wouldn't be a good idea.
Well, maybe it goes back to Bubbles.
Maybe?
Cobra Bubbles, because we saw that he had like a whole squad of people now.
I guess, yeah. But I feel like at most it's probably going to be Jumbo and Pleakley.
Yep.
And then like the real villain will just be like family trauma or whatever.
Okay. Well, I am still excited for it. I love Stitch. His gag jokes they're killing me.
They've always known how to do Stitch. Even when they did the cartoon series.
Yeah.
They capture Stitch and they know what they're doing.
Yeah, and I think he's just the most cute and adorable thing. In the trailer, when they're like, is he a dog? And he just takes off his collar and just goes, woof.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, this guy's cool. Okay, so the trailers we saw, one is a teaser.
Yes.
Which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with Zootopia 2.
Zootopia 2, the teaser.
Yeah.
So it's not a trailer, so if you're looking for any story element, it is there. It's a teaser to show you, like, we're going to go to different locations with a new character, and the police are chasing us now.
Yes, which I'm like, weren't you guys cops?
Yes, they were.
Are you still?
They're detectives. They should be. And they probably got themselves tangled up in a mess with this snake.
Yeah. Okay, so it's such a stupid small detail, but I am distracted by the fact the snake isn't wearing clothes. Because all the animals wear clothes.
Yes.
I would expect like a tie, or a bow tie or something.
Maybe they just caught him at a bad time and the police are trying to arrest him for public indecency.
There is a nudist colony. Remember the first one?
Yep.
We don't know why the snake is important?
No, we don't. We saw that it says only in theaters.
Yes.
Like a snake would say. And he is the 2. He forms the 2 for Zootopia 2.
Yeah.
And there's a new cloaked villain.
Yeah. I really hope they don't try to just make it the villain from the first one again, because I think that would be super boring.
It would be. But somehow Palpatine has returned. So it could work.
I'm not opposed to this. Like, I have never... Like, I could see where there's room for a sequel film.
Yeah.
But I also wasn't, like, chomping at the bit for it.
When they showed the underwater world, and then there was a beaver,
Yeah.
I was really upset, because I was like, oh, we're going to cross over with Elemental. There's a lot of similarities between these two. Isn't Elemental Pixar?
Yes.
Okay. I think the way Pixar did it was way better than what Disney's doing with Zootopia.
Yeah.
When you enter into these worlds of, like, elements or animals, that's really what this is.
It's like leaning really hard into like the cultural small things. Like I think Zootopia, the first one, the coolest one was Rodentia Town, whereas the like for mice and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was neat, but that was the only place that they really were that creative with. I would say.
Well, they got the DMV right.
They did. They sure did.
They really nailed the DMV.
Flash will definitely be coming back.
You saw him at the end.
He was huge. Everyone loved him.
Yeah. Yeah, so just Elemental is reminding me of a better movie.
When we first watched Elemental, I was nonplussed with it. The more I sit with it, the more I'm like, you know what? That was better than I thought it was.
Dude, the story of him as a kid getting sucked into the sponge was so damn funny. Oh, and you're just like, it's not funny.
I thought it was funny, but I had seen it like 100 times in the trailer already.
Sometimes a joke can come up out of the blue and hit you in a good spot.
I guess that is true. That sometimes you're just in like a magic zone and it just works.
And you're just like, I get it, and I needed that. Zootopia 2 comes out next year? This year?
November.
Okay, so this is going to be their Oscar bait film.
It might be.
What do you mean?
Did you ever read that weird Zootopia comic that came out? Not official. This was a fan-made thing.
No, I don't actively engage with Zootopia.
Okay.
Except for this. This is my second time ever engaging with this thing.
Because there's a second movie now.
Yeah.
They got married. And then they tried to have a kid, but because they're a fox and a bunny, it obviously didn't work. It was crazy. I haven't read it, but I know what happens.
I'm guessing the mouse upstairs did not approve of this comic.
I don't know if they ever did anything about it. It was just a fan work I posted somewhere.
Our characters cannot be having sex, whether it's consensual or not.
And someone just bursts into Mickey Mouse's office and they're like, they've made a comic about Judy Hopps getting an abortion. And he's like, what?
Okay, the next trailer, Welcome to Derry. It is the prequel to It, Chapter 1 and Chapter 2.
Yeah.
It is produced by the same director. It's shot very similar.
It looks exactly the same,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
It comes out this fall, they said, on Max, now becoming
HBO Max?
HBO Max. Yeah, so HBO Max later this fall.
Is it a movie?
No, it's a TV show.
So that's gonna be where it's gonna be different.
Yeah, and it already looks better than Last of Us Season 2. So
Yes.
I'm excited just for the fact that there's something interesting going to be on television.
I'm excited because I don't think this is based off of a book.
Yeah.
So whatever they do with Pennywise's hallucinations, I'm not gonna predict. I don't know what's coming. So
Okay.
that'll be exciting.
We did see a shot of the clown.
Yep, at the end, in the sewers, where she lives.
Right after we finished it, what did I do?
You looked up to make sure it was Bill Skarsgård.
Yep, I was like, it's gotta be Nosferatu, otherwise I'm not watching this. I was just curious, so who else could you get to do that?
I can't picture it.
Isn't that kind of his guy?
Like he's too good at it.
Yeah.
I wanted to double check the cast because some of those kids looked familiar. I think the kid who's in Jojo Rabbit is in it. I think I saw him.
He would be a teenager.
Yeah, but they could be teens at this point.
Pennywise likes teens?
Pennywise likes whoever Pennywise can get.
Ooh, nice.
Like in the beginning of part 2.
So wait, he can go after adults?
Yeah, he went after an adult in the beginning of part 2. We saw.
I know he's after the kids.
He's after the kids because they're easier. That's the thing.
Ah.
Because they don't run as fast.
So this thing's actually really weak.
And also, their imaginations are stronger, so the
Never mind.
the hallucination element affects them harder.
Okay.
Where
To lure them in.
yes,
The deadlights?
yeah, that's also why Pennywise is a clown, not to scare the kids, but to lure them
Yep.
to him.
And I would say Stephen King and John Wayne Gacy did a really good job at making clowns lovable.
Unfortunately, clowns no longer they're just monsters now.
Yeah. There's literally a movie in theaters called Clowns in the Field. Mm-hmm. And it's about killer clowns attacking people.
There's a game, Monster Prom, where it's a kind of like Monster High, but it's like a weird little dating simulator with goofs and gags.
Oh yeah, you played the hell out of this thing.
I loved it. That was very funny. But their newest one that just came out, one of the monsters she's just a clown.
Makes sense.
She's not like a vampire clown clown. That is her category.
Yep. And I'll say this, clowns don't scare me. I think they're kind of cheap.
They're fun. They're neat. They're fine.
I just I can see past it.
Yeah.
You know, they don't scare me and they don't amuse me. Mm-hmm. I like watching other people interact with them because that's always fun.
Yeah.
But when I had my times with clowns, I was just like, yeah, I get it. You're just wearing makeup.
I would rather watch a drag queen, honestly.
That would be a better performance.
Just not just as much makeup, more fun to watch.
Yeah. And maybe I have feelings. I don't know.
I get to learn fashion.
Yeah, true. And the worst form of a clown is the monotone one.
Mimes.
The mime.
They're just so boring.
No,
they
they're
have
not.
4 gimmicks.
They're rotten.
Yeah,
evil.
that one that embarrassed you as a kid.
I hate mimes. And whenever I see one, I walk away. It doesn't happen often anymore.
That's the thing. I think even the mimes know that they've gone out of fashion.
Yeah,
Clowns persist.
Technicolor pictures have been happening since the 50s, baby. We're done with you.
That was the thing that killed off the mimes. Was color. Color and film. Oh man.
Okay, it does look fun. It looks like a fun, interesting series to go through.
You gotta hop on that Stranger Things hype because no one's excited for this last season that's coming out.
What do you mean? They got at stage play.
It's been like 10 years. I saw someone talk about this.
Yeah.
That's 10. Those kids are like whole adults now.
We studied the production book of Tomahawk in college.
Okay.
Tomahawk was the working title of Stranger Things.
Oh.
We had the actual physical copy of what it was.
Dang, that sounds cool.
It was cool. It was cool to go through it and see what they wanted to do and how they put it together. It was to show us how to pitch a project and what to give to these executives so they could just go through it and just be like, okay. You don't need to sit there and tell them, like, and then he did this.
They hear so many pitches that you need to get it out there, clear and precise immediately.
Yeah. And the imagery, it was the black and red that they wanted to go with.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Stranger Things is a better title, I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, most projects have weird titles before they get pushed through. And when you have enough money like that backing something, you're going to bring in like an ad agency. You're going to have testers. You're going to try and figure this out. This is why when movies don't have audience viewing...
They have the weirdest, like least memorable names.
Yeah, like, it's so weird. Anyways, there's that. And then the second Jurassic World Rebirth trailer.
We saw way more this time.
Okay, so you thought I was hyped the first time. I'm too damn excited about this. I'm like, do I want to watch Superman anymore?
This feels like a horror movie.
It is.
I want them. Someone has to get. This sounds mean. I want someone to get hurt. Like, I don't want everyone to die. But if everyone walks away unscathed, I feel like it will undermine the actual horror of the events they're in.
Yeah.
I want someone to lose a limb. I want someone to get scratched up. Something.
Yeah.
And I think this is the time to do it, when we're leaning into the horror and less the fantasy, adventure.
So, yeah, this is the first time it's going to be actually horror, right? Which is a first. What am I saying? Anyways, there are moments, scary moments, especially in the first and second one.
Yes.
I never felt like the kids were ever in danger in Jurassic World.
The first one, there was a scary... It wasn't the dinosaurs, but there was, like, a scary moment. Like someone got hurt or something. I don't remember. It's been a while.
I remember them just being stuck in their little sphere. Gyrosphere. And sorry I say my S is so loud. I don't know why it happens. There are scary moments, but it's mostly like sci-fi fantasy.
Yeah, more thrilling.
Yeah, because they wanted to emphasize on the like, look, dinosaurs are here, right?
Well, also they wanted to start marketing actual theme park stuff. So if it's too scary, no one's going to want to go to our theme park and buy our Owen merch.
I want the motorcycle and the blue shirt.
Yeah.
The blue shirt he wears in all three movies. If he shows up in this one, he's wearing a blue shirt.
I don't think he'll be in
No,
this.
I don't think so.
We got the other Avenger. We can only have one Marvel hero.
Technically, we were supposed to have two Avengers in this one because Mahershala Ali is in here.
Oh yeah.
But that Blade thing never worked out.
Yeah.
So the D-Rex. I wanted to make a thumbnail with the D-Rex, but I have a feeling it's going to be way inappropriate. Because they should have thought about what could you put in front of D-Rex.
Yeah. Like, I get what they were doing. It's like Dynasty, isn't it? Is that what the D stands for?
Disastrous.
Oh, cooler.
The producer...
Dinosaur Rex.
Exactly. It could just get dumb or sexual. Law 34, 32?
Rule 34, yeah.
This will apply. And... I already knew it was some monstrosity thing.
It looked crazy.
When we got to see its head, and it's for a brief moment.
Yeah, we don't get a good look.
You can see it has an elongated skull, and it made me think of a membrane.
It made me think of Alien.
So the producer said, when he was trying to describe it, is basically take a T-Rex and then let it get effed by H.R. Geiger, and that's what you get. And I was like, that's wildly inappropriate, but now that I've seen it, I get it.
It's so true.
I did not think they were going to take the xenomorph thing all the way.
I mean, it's different. I don't know how many toys are gonna sell of this one, but
I want the $100
like that
on the desk.
12 inches.
Yep. Yeah, this looks so much fun.
I'm excited.
And you and I, we were just talking about Star Wars before this came on because it was just like nostalgia. Anyways, we're talking about Rogue One.
Yeah.
This is the director of Rogue One.
And you can tell like that like horror that like on the edge of your seat using lights to like reveal stuff out of the darkness. Classic Rogue One. Gonna be exciting.
One of the other movies he's known for is Godzilla 2014.
Oh.
Yes. Yes. So he knows how to do size and reveal. He can also do a lot of build-up.
Feels like this has been his whole career has been building up to this moment to do this Jurassic Park.
When they announced they were doing this movie, I was like, "There's no way you can get that done in this amount of time." They have. They've really done this. I can't believe they went out there and shot it in like a month and a half.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it's just CGI work to get the dinosaurs working.
Must have been some intense pre-production to like have things like figured out to the T to like speed run this process.
When was the last Jurassic World Dominion?
A few years ago? It had so little of an impact, I don't even remember.
I think it's 2022.
Dang.
So yeah, it's in 3 years, especially with how bad Dominion is. Some of you might like it, I don't know why. It doesn't really have much to do with dinosaurs.
It's not the worst of the more recent trilogy.
Yeah, that's true.
That second one was bad.
Kingdom of the Fallen franchise?
Yeah, it's so lame. Oh my god.
I'm wondering what island they're on and if this will have any cool connections to Camp Cretaceous or Chaos Theory.
That would be neat. At least like a cameo. That would be like some sort of reference or allusion somewhere.
Well, that one guy was looking up in the tree because there was a crashed helicopter and a body hanging out from it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, that could be any movie.
Yeah. It could be like Terminator.
Yeah. Also, there's some really weird things going on. There's a frozen image or creature in a glass container. Did you see it at the beginning?
Yeah.
And it looked like it was a velociraptor, two velociraptors ripping out of each other.
Yeah. Well, they're doing their experiment things.
Yes. And this is how you get the D-Rex. Mm-hmm. There's also that new, like, velociraptor with wings.
Yeah.
It was chasing her in the gas station.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
No, none of this would be cool.
Well, it's cool because dinosaurs.
Yeah.
All the dogs are awake.
Yeah, okay.
And they all want attention.
So, they were working on another live-action Street Fighter movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
I've heard so many rumors and things about this.
What do you mean another? Was there ever a first one?
Yes. 80s, 90s?
Oh, that explains it.
And it was regarded as one of the best video game adaptations. To be fair, because...
Oh, well.
When did they start getting good?
What competition do they have?
Like, you get those weird little sprinkles like Silent Hill. Mm-hmm. And maybe Mortal Kombat.
You'll get like something like is tolerable, like the Mario Brothers movie, where it's like, you know what, if you like just separate it, it's fine.
Mario Brothers and Kangaroo Jack, views-wise on this channel, are pretty neck and neck. People really hate those, and for me to put those out back to back was kind of insulting, but funny. No, it's the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah.
The new one.
Oh, the animated one.
Yes.
Yes.
That is probably the first time.
Probably that and Sonic.
Oh, Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu, yeah.
Yeah, it's Sonic running along with Mario as they usually are.
As they always do.
But yeah, Sonic is just killing it. Damn, how could I forget Sonic? Anyways, they're working on another
Sonic.
Street Fighter, and they want Jason Momoa in it.
Jason who? I mean, I guess there's a bunch of different characters physically that he could, but I'm not too familiar with Street Fighter characters. I know Ryu, Chun-Li.
I don't like Street Fighter.
I think that's the end of my Street Fighter knowledge.
I'm a Tekken fan.
Huh. I liked Mortal Kombat.
Soul Calibur. Mortal Kombat was fine. Injustice. But yeah, Smash Bros. I can name all the other ones. King of Fighters.
Never really did the Street Fighter.
Yeah, I just didn't like the controls. That was my thing. And then also the characters were so bubbly and bright.
They are.
And I'm like, this is a fighting game.
It's cute. It's fun. I bet if I saw some of the other characters, I would recognize them. Blanca.
Okay.
I know of Blanca.
Nice. Do you know Skibidi Toilet?
I do know about Skibidi Toilet.
I have no idea what it is, but...
It's, like, do you remember, like, old, like, Gary's Mod animations?
Yes.
It's that. It's just Gen Z's version of it. I don't know. I think there's a plot or something. I don't know.
Well, you better hope there is a plot, because Michael Bay is filming it right now.
Yeah, I heard about this.
No. Right now. Remember how much I've been talking about Bay? And how he just wasn't working on things?
Yeah.
And then he just popped up? I did this. I wish this into the universe.
What's it going to be rated? Because kids watch this crap, right?
Yeah, it's going to be PG-13, just like Transformers. They're going to do it all over again, bud.
I don't want to see it. I don't
No.
care about the Gary's Mod heads in toilets.
Somebody looked at Minecraft and went, if it could be like that, then we can keep doing it.
I guess, yeah.
And let's go get the craziest dude who knows how to do crazy effects.
What an insult. We were just talking about the Mario Bros. Movies, Sonic movies, all these good ones, Detective Pikachu, but they will still persist with the bad ones, like Minecraft.
Yep.
And Borderlands.
I want to watch Borderlands, but I just gotta find time to just not be upset.
That's the thing, it's like, I know it's gonna be bad.
Like I said, he's filming it right now. We don't really have an idea when it's coming out.
It's not for us, so...
It's probably gonna be next year.
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro, who's working on his own Frankenstein, said it is not a horror movie.
Probably gonna be a romance, I assume.
It's probably gonna be a romance with tragedy.
Probably.
And
It could be a dark comedy. That could be a fun twist.
I've never seen him do comedy. And I only know him for tragic romance and gothic horror.
Yeah. That's probably gonna be...
Yeah. his one of his first movies, it might have been his first, The Devil's Backbone,
Yeah.
is so creepy and dark, and it's well done for just having such limited stuff.
It's like right up there with Evil Dead, you know, where it's like the beginnings.
I'd say Evil Dead's a little better.
Well,
But yeah, no, it's there. There's a lot of Frankenstein stuff coming out soon.
I know. I really like Frankenstein, and I feel like there's a lot of untapped potential. My biggest, I read the book, obviously, when I was in high school, but before that...
How's that obvious?
I feel like it's like a required reading.
No.
Oh, well, I read the book in high school, but before that, the only thing I really had as, like, my point of reference for Frankenstein was Gene Wilder's Young Frankenstein.
Nice. So you really did not understand this character.
No, and I also didn't realize it was supposed to be a comedy, because I thought Frankenstein was a serious, scary film, so all the jokes just went way over my head.
Frankenstein is a classic monster who's shown up in so many different forms of media. It's hard to not have some sort of exposure to him.
Yep.
And he's usually next to Dracula.
Yep. Scooby-Doo does stuff.
Yep. Well, they're all hanging out together. Van Helsing.
That was a cool one.
People don't like Van Helsing.
It's not.
There was supposed to be a series of movies.
I know.
They were supposed to be a remake. I'm sorry. They were supposed to be a remake with Tom Cruise. Which I was so excited for. And then it became The Mummy. And the rest is history.
Oh, it was so painful. No, so the movie is bad. Van Helsing, it's way too long. And that's my main complaint. But there's cool ideas. Like the vampire bride's like clothes becoming their wings. Neat. A lot of the effects are cool. Like the whole ballroom is invisible because they're all vampires and she's dancing by herself in the mirror.
Yeah.
Things like that. The werewolf was the coolest one. But the actual story and the pacing, garbage, unfortunately.
Which is weird, because I think it was in developmental hell before the director came in to work on it. And he's known for doing The Mummy, not the Tom Cruise one, the actually fucking good one. It's so ridiculously better than everything else.
It must have just been too many hands, too many producers being like, do this, change that.
But then I would think I don't know if this is a coffee break thing, but if you walk into a project that's been passed through so many hands and it's been unsuccessful so far, it might be time as holding that project, right? So you're going to take ownership in this. Just cut ties with everybody and start new.
Yeah.
And then from then you can contain it and build from the ground up.
Yeah, the problem is that's so expensive. And producers hate that.
Why would you keep sinking
They
money?
would rather lose out on money from it being a failure than lose out on money trying to restart everything and fix it.
What do you mean? You just write it off as a tax thing.
Yeah, Warner Brothers.
Okay, The Legend of Aang, the last Avatar movie, has a new logo.
I saw.
And it's been delayed until October of 2026.
So I'm bummed because they announced all this cool Avatar stuff.
Yeah.
And all of it's just getting delayed.
Yeah.
We're getting nothing. We're getting teasers. We're getting not even things that I don't even know if they've been confirmed or just like rumor mill stuff. I'm disappointed. I wish they hadn't have announced all of them right away.
What is the second season of the Netflix?
I know they were filming. I think they finished.
Okay.
But it's not going to come out either. It's going to be late this year or probably more likely early next year.
If I get it before One Piece,
I know.
I'm going to be so mad. I was staring at One Piece yesterday and I was just like, where are you?
I was thinking about it.
I miss you.
There's
You used to write.
there's a One Piece like not fair play like amusement park or something that popped up recently.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about the guy who's playing Sanji because he's just perfect at it. He has all the poses. He does like heart shapes with his hands. He's kind, and everyone's talking about Sanji. And I was thinking about One Piece, and I'm like, man, I want more.
He would be the sweetest person you run into.
Of course.
He's just trying to be charming. Unless you remind him of his childhood trauma. But yeah, you're right. The Avatar stuff, I think when they announced it, it was the same thing that I thought about Jurassic World Rebirth. I was like, you don't have enough time. You announced way too many projects. Your video games are flopping because you're just basically outsourcing them to China.
Yeah.
And then the TV show, I don't care about this movie. It's not going to change the way I feel about Aang.
It's this thing, I wish they would get away from Aang. Like, we've seen his story.
You can't. And so many people hate Korra.
I know.
And I hate you.
I really wish they did prequel stuff.
I wish we could just have Aang and Korra hanging out with the other avatars.
That would be cool. I don't think he can.
In the spiritual realm? Remember, they have the spirit realm. I'm just saying fun stuff.
They could do whatever they want. They could write it any way they wanted.
But, so the first one's about Aang, the second one's about Korra. There's obviously got to be a third one, which is the Earthbender. And they announced they were going to do this.
They announced, and then just radio silence for so long.
And I'm just like, that's what I'm interested in. I like Aang. I like his team. I grew up with them. You know, I thought they were interesting. But then Korra?
Yeah.
Korra and her team, Bowen. Sorry.
Bolin.
Bolin?
Bolin.
Wow, I went way too ethnic with everything. It must be all that monkey I've been thinking about.
with Wukong.
Yep. But yeah, just let's keep the story going. I think it's cool that you can always have like a new show and be like, no, this is Avatar.
Yeah.
And we're getting into we were already industrialized, but not everyone was industrialized.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot to do.
What if it's an earthbender who doesn't know how to use a phone? Think about it.
They could do that.
And then they just strip their phone of the metal.
Yeah.
So, Clash of Clans, the app.
Which one's it? What is this?
Clash of Clans. You've seen 1,000 trailers, commercials.
Yes. Yeah.
That have multiple forms of it. Yes.
This is still around?
Yes. In fact, it's coming back even harder.
How?
Netflix has picked it up to become an animated TV show.
Okay. I mean, I guess that'll help sell the app, presumably.
Yeah. I was just like, okay, I guess we're speaking of adaptations.
Sure, why not? There's so many weird app games that have, intense stories. But because of the nature of app games, they're so slow, you're not likely to really engage with much of the story.
Yeah.
So I'm into this. I think adapting more app games, like Magia Record was an app game before they made it the anime.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a shame the anime's ugly.
Damn, that sucks.
It's such a shame.
More about Netflix. Netflix has struck a deal because HBO Max doesn't want to play with Sesame Street.
Like the morons they are.
I feel like if any of the Warner Brothers were actually alive and they saw that, Zaslav his head would be off.
They'd throw him out a window.
What did you do with the Looney Tunes?
I know. It's like you're leaving money on the table.
The craziest thing, the day the Earth blew up, or almost blew up,
Yeah.
the new Looney Tunes movie,
Yeah.
right? The streaming home for it will be HBO Max. What?
Yeah.
You didn't want this. You didn't even want to put it on your platform. You said, no, we'll sell it.
So, I know Netflix has picked up Sesame Street.
Yes.
But it's also still going to air on PBS, I heard.
Yeah, why would Netflix even argue?
Exactly. Exactly.
This is for the children. If you watch, what is that? The Jim Henson doc, where he talks about Sesame Street and why he created it.
Yeah.
And he was like, there needs to be a place for kids to come and learn and be happy and grow healthy. He is absolutely correct, and that is what PBS is there for.
Yeah, and Netflix is basically just keeping it, like, alive.
Yeah.
Like, so it doesn't get lost to time.
Yeah. It's an
Morons.
important relic. Everyone has memories of Sesame Street. You know.
But Elmo's World was my jam. I used to love Elmo. Now, I think Elmo's fine, very funny, but I'm much more of a Bert and Ernie fan.
I have to be a contrarian here. And I'm actually a Muppets guy.
Yeah.
I love Muppets.
I love the Muppets too.
I mean, there's only 2 things saved in my Disney Plus account. It's Hocus Pocus and Muppets Treasure Island. And I was like, honestly, that's all I need for the rest of my life. I'm good from here.
I am a fan of Miss Piggy.
Treasure Planet didn't even make it.
No.
It was Muppets.
Quite the spread I've picked. Bert, Ernie, Miss Piggy.
Yeah.
That's my lineup. That's my army.
Well, with Miss Piggy, you could probably tackle gods.
She would just karate chop you, and of course she would succeed. She always succeeds when she karate chops you.
I can't believe they broke up.
Yeah, I know. I was devastated.
And then he got a new one?
Yeah, they're not dating though. He didn't stick with the new pig. But I was offended.
Is he still broken up with Miss Piggy?
I'm pretty sure they've broken up.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Kermit. Time to hit the road, bud. Starting to stink.
Grab his banjo.
Yep. Back to the bayou. Mario Kart World, the new Mario Kart.
Did it come out?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, it comes out with the Switch, too.
Oh.
They began development with the Switch 1. They were trying to get it to work, but the technology on the Switch, the hardware, wasn't there.
Well,
and they're like, if we release this game, it might not work.
How?
But because the Nintendo Switch 2 had so many delays,
they were able to
squeeze on past the 1 and make it a Switch 2 exclusive.
I don't understand, because Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild work very well on the Switch.
Yes.
How was that not more powerful than what would be required for Mario Kart Open World?
I don't know.
I guess that maybe there's more to it.
Can someone explain to me why we're not leaving the vehicles and just getting into another one? Like GTA style?
I just want Mario GTA, yeah.
That's all I'm only thinking about GTA right now, so. But no, wouldn't that just make more sense? You don't have to, like, fight anybody. But you just walk around, go find another car.
That would be really cool.
Nuts and bolts it.
Like having like a hub world, basically. Like not everywhere needs to be able to run around, but like somewhere, right?
Yeah, and they already have been playing with ideas like this since. I'm thinking Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
I'm just so over the open world thing.
Yeah,
that's my biggest. I'm just like it's fine, I guess, but I don't want it anymore.
I'm glad that they announced 2 big games that are just open world.
Yeah.
The other one being Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yeah.
Well, if they had problems with it and they wanted the Switch 2 to have the power, let's see how it works.
Yes.
I don't understand the point of this game. I never played Mario Kart and said, I want to drive off the track and just go that way.
As a kid, I would have loved it.
Yeah. Well, that might be the thought.
Yeah.
I might be like, dude, you're too old.
Oh, no, I'm too old for Mario Kart.
Okay, Stellar Blade. They
Yeah.
announced that they are working on the sequel.
Ooh. Gonna see what happens in the story.
I knew this for a while, but basically, because of the success of Stellar Blade, it's having a little struggle coming out on the PC. There's been, like, blocks.
Okay.
But they're working on that. At the PlayStation, everybody's working on that. Anyways, when it was so successful on the PlayStation 5, the company optioned with their public traders, shareholders, sorry. They optioned with the shareholders what they would do with the future of this. Can it become a franchise?
Well, it does end on kind of a cliffhanger. Sort of.
Yeah.
Like there's room for more.
Oh, yeah. We're going to go to space and kill Mother.
Yeah.
They had the option to create a standalone DLC piece, or to just not bother with that and start working on the sequel. And they thought about it, decided, and moved on to the sequel.
I think that's a better idea.
Yeah. There was a point where they were hiring for it. That's how I knew about this. There were job listings for basically world building.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited. Stellar Blade. Can't get nominated, but we'll get a sequel.
Better hair this time around. Better outfits.
How could
More
you get,
glasses styles.
How could you get better?
I maybe just more options.
I wonder what you do now that one of your main characters is gone.
You gotta make another new main character. That's what they did with Banjo-Tooie. Bottles died. We got jam jars.
Yeah, nice. Okay, it is box office trolls.
The box office trolls.
My favorite click of the day. You heard it.
Your loud clicky clacky mouse.
Okay, number 1, Final Destination Bloodlines.
Good for them.
I mean, nothing even tried to bother.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thunderbolts has been sitting there for like way too long. Number 2, Thunderbolts, of course. Number 3, Sinners.
Yeah.
Number 4, a Minecraft movie.
Boo.
Number 5, The Accountant 2.
Nice.
Number 6, Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Okay.
Number 7, Friendship. This is the movie you were talking about.
Yeah.
You want to share with the class?
It's the one I saw trailers for it and I'm confused. So it's Paul Rudd and Tim Robinson, and So I've watched multiple trailers. One of them.
Who's Paul Rudd?
What do you mean? Who's Paul Rudd?
I'm just kidding. You might want to explain who Tim is.
Okay. If you've never seen the show, I think you should leave. That's the title of the show.
It's on Netflix.
You should. It's great. Weird comedy.
It's sketch comedy.
It's like classic
skit. Sorry.
Like Adult Swim comedy.
Oh my god, there's some in there that are just too damn funny.
The one where he thought like a monster pig entered his home, but it was just a dog, and he had an existential crisis internally.
And then he talks about how he's happy that he doesn't have to go to work because he hates his life because the monster's gonna kill him.
Anyway, very funny. This movie, they're like neighbors. I don't know which one has like recently moved in, or if that's even a thing. Things get weird. I don't know which one makes them weird. The commercials are vague, but give you enough to know like things escalate quickly. I don't know who the escalator is or why, but I want to watch it.
It sounds like a fun situational comedy.
Great cast. It seems like a horror more than anything. Like, it looks funny, but also like you're gonna be on the edge of your seat biting your knuckle because you're nervous.
Nice. Number 8, Clown in a Cornfield.
Yeah.
Number 9, Until Dawn.
Eh.
They're talking about great video game adaptations. You have to talk about it because of how bad it is. I don't even have to see it to know this.
The classic of, we took the name, didn't do anything with the characters or the story that you know and love.
What if I just said, I don't care?
What if we just did our own completely different thing?
Yep. It just shares the name of the game. It's not part of the game.
That's a good idea, right?
Yeah.
You'd be into that, right?
Number 10, The Amatua. Mm-hmm. Number 15,
Oh.
Demon Slayer.
Oh.
The movie.
Yeah.
Mugen Train re-release.
Oh.
I thought that was cute.
Neat. Good for them.
That's a damn good movie.
It was great.
I definitely didn't cry.
No, definitely not.
I wasn't disturbed as the boys were.
There was no tears shed.
There was a moment where I was like, Rengoku will live, right? And then the fight keeps going, and I was like, no.
I was shocked. I was like, really? What? He's everywhere. I see this boy all over the place.
It's because of how good the movie is.
I know, it's crazy.
It's considered the best anime fight of that year.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It is.
It was, yeah. It changed the way I felt. Okay, it's Ghost Adventures time.
Oh, yeah. This one was a boring one.
This one was a classic. They went to a new location. I forgot what the location was. It's been a while since we saw it. Basically, Zach and the guys were like, this is a new location to us, and here's the dark history. And they just went in to try and find anything. I don't need all of the dogs doing this.
There was no weird guest hosts this time around. It was just the boys.
Yep.
I learned something today. I've heard apparently a lot of places Zach goes, he gets banned from because he's rude. And he talks it up like, I went there, like Penhurst was one of the ones. Like, he's banned from going back from... Because he goes there. First of all, they say he's rude to, like, the people who, like, run the place.
Yes.
And then he really hypes it. Like, a horrible, evil demon followed me home from here and scarred me up and hurt me. And so people are like, oh, I don't want to go because I don't want an evil demon following me home. So they lose out on money for this bad press Zach is giving everybody for his schlocky TV show.
Penhurst is, I would say, the darkest, most horrible place in America.
Yes.
And if you're a ghost hunter, that is your prime location. That is the place you go to. You just look up this thing. If you're sensitive, don't.
Yeah.
The history of this place will make you cry. You will feel sick to your stomach. But if you want to get into dark, that's a place to go. And it's always been a dream of mine to actually go there. I always wanted to I've talked about doing the ghost show. I just want to see if ghosts are real at this point. See if I can prove it.
Well, what I was hearing about today, so the people with Penhurst, is they want to keep the buildings up for, like, the historical significance.
Yes.
So people remember.
Yes, then they are dilapidating.
But that's the thing, they put on, like, the ghost tour stuff.
Yep.
Because when they're like, give us money so we can fix the buildings. No one does. But if they can sell it as, like, an experience, then they can get money so they can keep the buildings up to code somewhat.
There's also government grants that can help you, and there's a lot of things there. It is a historical site.
Yes. Then here comes Zachary Bagans being like, oh, it's terrible and ass. I'm going to be mean to the people who work here. And it's like, what's wrong with you, man?
I've heard a lot of complaints in his earlier years when he was just rude to ghosts. People will get really upset about that. They're like, hey, you're talking to a dead person who's suffering?
Like, it's like when it's like, we have a problem here. This ghost, like, scratched me, and they're throwing things, they're getting violent. He's like, we're here to fix it. And then he goes in, and he just screams and yells and stirs things up even more, and it's like, you didn't help. You made this worse by your logic.
Is it 1 o'clock at night yet? Does it look like it's done? Okay, we're leaving. You never see them walk away.
No, it always just ends very abruptly.
Destination Fear, DFAM, you always see them walk away.
Well, also, they stay the whole night. I like that. I like it when the ghost hunters stay the entire night in case something happens. I think Zach running away, like, 2 hours past 7 is like, okay, I'm done. I'm ready to go sleep in my nice warm hotel room. No, just stay there and see ghosts, motherfucker.
True. It wasn't a bad episode, but it wasn't a good episode. The thing is, this next episode is the last one of the season. This, like I said, it feels like it's kind of coming to an end.
Yeah.
And I'm like, uh-oh.
There's a lot of bad news about Zach coming out. These last few episodes do feel like weird swan songs.
Yep.
I think it's going to be the end for Ghost Adventures.
This might be it. So, till then. I saluted, but no one was there. It's okay. Let's talk about something fun and magical.
Yeah.
Wicked.
We watched Wicked.
We watched Wicked in 2 nights.
Yes.
Wicked is 2 hours and 42 minutes long?
Yeah.
It dares to be 3-something minutes longer than Dark of the Moon.
And it's only part 1.
And it's So fucking good.
It was really good. I had like I expected it to be like well produced because I've seen like choreography before. I knew the songs before.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to like it this much. This was amazing. It was so well done. The acting was great.
Yeah.
I loved the sets and props and the choreography and costumes.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. I can't wait for the part 2. I see why everyone was so excited about this.
Wicked for Good is what it's called.
Yeah.
It'll come out later this November because it's also their Oscar bait.
Yes.
The first one won the Academy Award. You can see the review. I'm going to change the thumbnail because I don't think it's working. I just found this weird picture of the 2 actresses in costume just on set hanging out.
I think it's because you stretched them out to fit the frame.
Okay, I'm going to fix it. But
Cool. I think if you just zoomed in, it would have been better, honestly. Like get the more of like a bust shot rather than the
I
whole
want
body.
the green and pink.
Mm-hmm. That's
I
the
really
thing.
want the green and pink.
It's the classic.
Well, it's kind of their colors. Mm-hmm. Ariana Grande's acting is not bad. It's her singing at times.
Yes.
Like, popular.
But I can't blame her because she's doing it like how the original song was done. That really light, like Tweety Bird-esque.
Yeah, but you got a pop singer. Mm-hmm. And I know she's got some musical talent, clearly. Mm-hmm. But against an operatic singer?
That's what
and the other one, Cynthia, mm-hmm. she's a stage actress who's now become a film actress, right?
Yeah.
She can sing, mm-hmm. but again, this is just an actor against an operatic singer. Mm-hmm. The original 2 weren't really actors until later on. They were opera singers.
Well, they were stage play, so like the emphasis is on belting out your tunes and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I think Ariana did fine from the songs I recognized going into it.
Okay.
I didn't love all the songs,
yeah.
but not necessarily because of her performance. I thought she was fine. I thought Popular was fun, but I really liked the choreography more than the music. I thought she was funny. I thought she was very funny, actually.
There's an awesome moment where she's pointing the wand at Elphaba, mm-hmm. and she does a twirl, like a little foo-foo, and it makes the sound. It goes foo-foo-foo-foo.
Yeah.
And then she keeps singing. She throws the wand up. You hear a faint glass break. Mm-hmm. She pretends like she caught the wand. There's nothing there. She's like fake holding the wand, and then goes foo-foo-foo-foo.
I liked her like over the top head tossing to like flow her hair in the wind.
Yeah.
That every time it made me laugh.
Have you seen Elphaba? Did you notice her trying to do it and her hair keeps hitting her back in the face?
It was so funny, emotional. I started to tear up at one point.
From what?
It was when she went to the dance, the like Dust Bowl thing.
Oh yeah.
And everyone was laughing at her for her hat, and I was like, oh no, my emotions.
Was it Oz Palace or something like that?
For what?
That's where that took place.
The Dust Bowl. It was her coming in with the hat that everyone was laughing at, and then she sees Galinda with the wand because she had just recommended Galinda to study with her teacher too. So the double betrayal, it just got to me. Also, it was very late at night.
Yeah, true. There is a character in that movie that just kind of changed the whole thing. Not only for the 2 girls, mm-hmm. but I don't know. He kind of brought in just a bit more happiness, mm-hmm. and he made things more interesting.
Yeah.
And he himself is just fun to be around. That's Furio.
Mm-hmm. His choreography is amazing.
Jonathan.
I'm not gonna know it.
Oh, I'm so sorry, bud. You were amazing. Okay. Going through, I can't remember the name of the song in the library. I just labeled it Dream. I named all the other ones.
Like Dancing Through Life or something?
Yeah, Dancing Through Life.
Yeah. His dancing is so good. Oh my god.
Dude, I want to see Fred Astaire versus him. Who's the other crazy good male dancer from back in the time?
I don't remember.
It's Seth MacFarlane loves him.
Yeah. I mean, Seth MacFarlane might also be a pretty good dancer, honestly.
Anyways, this guy, it's so good. The amount of patience, I was thinking about it. When he gets up on a desk and there's two books, there's a red one and a green one. He uses his shoe to lift just the cover of each book, and he takes his time. And then one of those books becomes like a skate.
Basically, like they're...
This is how I would describe it.
Yeah, like he's standing on it and sliding around.
Yeah, and they're using it to push themselves forward. You got the cool cylinder, spiraling,
like rotating
bookshelf.
Yeah.
And there's ladders in there, and he hooks himself in at one point so he can do a full 180.
And it was great because when we're introduced into this setting and we go through the spiraling bookcase thing, and I was like, oh, that's a neat little like Oz flavored set piece. You know, that's cool. But I didn't expect them to interact with it because you could tell it's like them walking up and down it was clearly in effect. But then they dance all throughout it. Yeah. And I was like, wow.
So when you get, because it's at the end of the shot, right? And then he starts making his way because it's his song, we start following him. At one point, he's actually like perched onto the side of it.
Yeah.
And he's talking to everyone because we're not allowed in, but he's sending some of the students in, and then eventually he makes his way. And once he makes his way, the camera follows, and we get to be in there with him. And it's just a fun house of fun.
It was really good. I didn't expect to like it this much.
It's so well shot. There's amazing, beautiful moments.
Just the colors of the world.
The colors. There are some dumb things, but I'm not going to knock it down for that. It's based on a musical, and it looks this good.
Yeah, based on a musical, loosely based on a fan fiction book that's based on another book.
Yeah. Did you see the review? I made a joke like that.
No, I didn't. I forgot. I was going to watch it. I was going to watch it when I had lunch today, but I got distracted.
Thanks for supporting me.
I'm sorry. I just really wanted my burrito. I just kind of devoured it in the kitchen.
Nice. If you haven't seen Wicked, I highly recommend it. If you don't like musicals, I still highly recommend it just because it looks so beautiful and it's something to really check out. And
everyone's hyped about it for a reason. So at least check it out. Let's see what the zeitgeist is for.
Right?
Exactly.
Now, I do make a joke about Oz the Great and the Powerful. We know that I did that review. It was pretty meaningless in understanding the story, except for when we get to Oz.
Yes. Like seeing who Oz
is. And how the girls were like almost entranced by him, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know who you are. I don't like you.
Crazy Jeff Goldblum casting.
I know. Right?
He's done commercials for so long. I forgot he's a good actor too.
Yeah. I said he should narrate dinosaur documentaries. And here he is, the Wizard of Oz. So that's why he's been absent. But I'm sure once he retires after part 2, documentaries.
Hell yeah. So we're a bit behind on Last of Us. We didn't watch the latest episode, but we watched the one we didn't watch last week.
It is episode 6. This episode involves
it was so thrilling.
Ellie hunting down one of the wolves.
Nora.
And it's so bad.
It was shocking.
So fucking bad. Just sit there. Okay, it's like an hour long to watch that. And at the end, you and I were like, we're not watching the next episode.
No.
I'd rather do anything else than be around this right now.
It was so, it's buffoonish. I thought for sure she was going to play another whole song when she, wandered into the auditorium and picked up another guitar.
That might have been better than what we got.
Well, I gave you this look because I was like, are we really doing this again?
I was expecting it to. Don't worry. There'll be more.
Don't worry, Ellie's too stupid to triangulate.
Ellie is really dumb in this show. And Bella, their acting needs to get fixed.
I must be a directing thing, because Bella was really good in the first season, great in Game of Thrones. Bella has been good in, commercials, you know?
So, what?
They were in one of them, like a Google Pixel commercial, I think it was, briefly.
Was Space Daddy there?
No. just Bella Ramsey.
Damn.
But their acting was fine. If they can be good in a commercial, why is Ellie just this wide-eyed, slack-jawed, in over her head character the entire time?
Yeah.
She just looks befuddled with everything around her. And she has no conviction. It feels like Dina had more energy.
Yeah, so the lack of conviction is kind of startling because if you've played the games, you know she is hellbent. Mm-hmm. And here she's like, do I really want to hurt you?
I was like, I don't know.
And you're like, knock it off. Fucking do it.
I don't know what to do. Where do we go? I loved it when, who's their friend? Jesse?
Yeah.
When Jesse had to show up to literally just save the day for them.
Mm-hmm.
Which was so, they run into this hospital like, it must be filled with infected. That's why they're not guarding it. And then they run in. And then there was infected, obviously, and they're like, what do we do? And then they make a plan to, like, separate and flank it. And then they look back at the same one they just saw, and then they look back at each other and they're like, OMG, what are we gonna do? And I'm like, what do you mean, what are you gonna do? You just made a plan. You're gonna separate and flank it. Why did seeing it again startle you?
Well, the thing that pissed me off, she's following Nora is trying for her life to get away from Ellie, obviously, right? Mm-hmm. Opens up an elevator shaft, drops down through the elevator shaft, is on top of the elevator, suspended in the shaft to open another door to get out. Ellie comes in, because the original door's open still, right? With her gun, starts firing down at Nora, right? Nora escapes. Well, Ellie, on her way there, is being chased by two guards.
Yeah, with like AKs.
Yeah.
Like rifles.
They have automatic weapons, right? And Ellie has the time to get down and go out the door before these two guys who are hot on her heels just don't show up or ever shoot down the shaft after her.
Like, she didn't even jump down. She climbed down the ladder.
She took her time.
And I was like, where did those guys go? It's not like they didn't see her.
It doesn't make sense to set up like, oh, you can shoot down this shaft to try and hit your target. Fish in a barrel. Yeah. Right? It's an easy, simple idea. But they don't do that because...
And then again, it just diminishes, like, if there was, like, I don't think we needed the guys chasing her.
No.
But if she's on a warpath, she wants revenge, have her just jump down too. Like, barrel roll, like, throwing herself into it. But no, to slowly, calmly, she climbs down, and then she, like, peeks around and is like, ooh, wow, look at all this. And it's like, you were chasing a person. Go after her.
How hard is it to get a guy to just show up and just shoot down there? It doesn't have to hit your character.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense. It broke the suspension of disbelief.
Sloppy. It was all really sloppy.
It's terrible. So, you ready? Season 4 has been confirmed.
What?
Yep.
No.
Yep. Yep. They said that there's no way they can finish the story by season 3.
Yeah, if we're gonna take, like, it took you 3 episodes for them to leave.
Yeah.
If we're dragging out an episode with everyone sitting around singing the entirety of Aha's Take on Me, of course it's gonna take 4 friggin' seasons, you idiots.
So, Naughty Dog has confirmed that there is a secret game they're working on. It's not just that intergalactic thing. And Neil Druckmann is working on it too.
Okay.
But we don't know what it is. Obviously, there's a lot of people going, oh, it's The Last of Us, because right? And then some people are like, what about Uncharted?
Yeah, and there's a lot of, hey, how about this one? How about Jak and Daxter? Are there any Jak and Daxter fans?
Yeah, I'm sure there are. But I thought that was interesting. So I was just like, okay, I bet by the end of season 3, this show gets canceled.
The ratings will be tanking.
If the next season's only Abby, then I'm gonna love it. If I have to deal with this Ellie shit, I'm sorry. I didn't like Ellie in the games, and I don't like her now. But that's not why I don't want to see it. It's just, it's bad. It's bad filmmaking.
And me knowing certain things about the story, I'm like, there are obvious things you should have been doing. We should have been jumping back and forth between Ellie and Abby to show us the good and bad of both of them. And the first 2 episodes kind of had something like that, but they just thrown it out the window. And now we're just stuck with Ellie going on her twee little road trip with her new girlfriend, and Abby is completely absent. And so when Ellie's sitting there screaming, where's Abby? I don't care, because I don't even know where Abby is.
True. We keep finding friends and connections of Abby. But yeah, what a shame. What a goddamn shame. We'll finish it up this weekend. This Sunday is the final episode of season 2.
Yep.
We'll see where it ends. I know a little bit about the next season. Or not next season, the next episode we haven't watched.
I know it's a flashback. The thumbnail gave that away.
The flash... Well, Also the ending of the episode.
True.
But it's gonna be a slow episode.
What? That's
we get
gonna
to
be
talk about our feelings.
It's gonna be so different from every other episode.
I don't know why I got like that. I'm so sorry. Blood of Zeus Season 3.
Yeah.
Who has the guts and confidence, unlike The Last of Us, to finally say 3 and done and out.
It wasn't.
I don't know where else you could go.
There's nothing to even say about Blood of Zeus. It wasn't as atrocious as last season.
No.
Maybe just because the freshness of the wound hurt a lot more last season.
Yeah.
But it had many of the same problems.
Well, okay. The first season, we began with... What's his name?
Heron?
Heron.
Yeah.
And Heron, sorry.
Whatever.
Heroni.
Henry.
Henry Gregus. Henry Gregus realizes that Dad is actually Zeus, and he's kind of upset. Mm-hmm. Goes off on an adventure because his mom died. Meets some cool immortal friends and mortal friends, and then runs into his brother, who... a half-brother?
Yeah, Seraphim, who's another, like, demon.
Yeah, and okay, so he's got some things going on, too, right?
Yeah.
And then they get really upset with each other because the gods are intervening, and then we get sidetracked with just the Olympians.
Yes.
The story is actually about Henry,
yeah.
Henry
Gregus. You just gave him the name.
I'm new to it too. I've been watching the show for years, but I can't remember it. Henry Gregus gets to be friends with Seraphim, and their whole thing is to basically hold Olympus together until Dad can arrive to help them win.
Yeah.
That is the entire story. Season 2 does not need to exist.
No, God, no.
And Season 3, to get back to the original plot that began in Season 1, you need to make it past the halfway point.
In fact, yeah.
They're asking you.
Uh-huh.
I had to do this, but this is absurd. You have to watch basically 2 seasons worth of Blood of Zeus to get the one season that bookends itself to tell you the damn story.
It was so much, like, the first half of Season 3 just seemed to only exist to retcon and erase away things from Season 2.
Yes.
Like Hades, Persephone,
Yep.
all of that stupidity. Zeus is still alive.
Yep.
The entirety of Season 2, they talked about him like he was dead and gone forever. No, he's still kicking around somewhere.
Yeah, they hid him away so no one knew that he was around.
It was so weird. Gaia's mad for some reason. She brought back Kronos, who's voiced by Alfred Molina.
If you don't know Alfred Molina, sorry, bud. I'm so sorry. The sun in the palm of my hand.
It was bad. It was goofy and bad. It was silly. It was a bad season.
Yeah, so...
That's basically it.
Yeah.
Okay, there was one thing. So that lady, that was Seraphim's mom, right?
Which one?
He only had a mom. Did he
He
have
has a girlfriend.
Okay, I thought it was his mom. He kissed her at the end?
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I was so confused too, because I was like, wait, I thought this was your mom. I totally forgot he had a girlfriend.
They look exact. All the women look exact. His mom, his girlfriend,
Yeah.
and then Henry's mom,
Yeah.
all looked the same. And I'm like, because at first I was like, are you kissing Henry's mom?
I mean, but it is Greek, so it's like, that's natural.
I don't remember Oedipus being in this one.
Oedipus is everywhere, buddy. Just snort enough cocaine, you'll remember. Okay, that is coffee break. Do you have a question for the week?
No.
You don't have one.
I can't think of anything.
You helped me so much with the script, too.
Should the snake wear a bow tie, yes or no?
The movie's not even close to being out. I will figure out a question. Just give me time.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing this week?
It's the last... I have 2 more Magical Girl May videos.
Nice.
The next one comes out. It'll be Friday for patrons, Saturday for everybody else. And then the week after that, the last week for Magical Girl May, it's going to be a really exciting one. It's going to be more Madoka Magica, and I'm so excited. It turned out so good. I loved this one. I learned so many cool things. I'm excited.
Nice. Okay. For me, of course, there's another film review. It's going to be Mickey 17.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to kind of bring it back to more modern times.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, duh, Wicked.
It just came out.
Oh, my Wicked review is wrong. That guy has no idea what the hell is going on with it.
Like, you were, like, wrapping up your editing, like, you were exporting it, and like,
yeah, I started talking to you about what the theme was.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, it's just so interesting, you know, how it's about societal othering, you know, how she has a different skin tone, and her sister is disabled, and then there's the thing with the discrimination from the animals, and it's just a really neat way to package that concept, and you're like, oh, that's what the movie's about?
Yeah, I was like, it's about animal abuse. So yeah, I missed the whole point. Which here's the fun thing: enjoy it and remember it later this year when we do Wicked for good.
Yes.
So I can just come back and tear that kid a new one because that's ridiculous. But it was fun. It was fun getting back engaged with Wicked. I'm not too familiar with the World of Oz. I'm starting to lighten up to it. You know?
Yeah. I love the World of Oz. It's way better than Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
There. Take that.
See, and the dog out there is really upset.
Yeah.
Or he saw the Cheshire Cat. This Saturday, Wukong stream again. We're, chapter 4?
Yeah, you just started it.
Yep. For any of you who joined me or has watched them, thank you.
Yeah.
I think this is the better way to play this game.
Nice.
Instead of trying to do the edits by myself. Just having you guys come in, leave.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. You just want to check out what's going on and just leave.
See what part you're at.
Yeah.
See if you beat that boss yet.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be a streamer.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Obviously, I'm a better podcaster and editor and writer than I am a streamer. And the thing is, I just want to hang out. I just want a spot to hang out and let's play a cool game. And then maybe that could lend itself to something later on.
Hell yeah.
And right now, getting reconnected with Journey to the West, it's healing.
It's cool.
It is. It's cool. I feel myself changing every time I see something new in this game. Yeah. My mind, the reality shatters. And I don't know. I always loved this story.
Hell yeah.
So it's awesome. With that being said, I think we're done.
Yeah. It's hot up here.
It is. Okay, guys. Enjoy your summer. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Are we testing first?
Do we need the test? I think we got it.